It's time to think about planting tomatoes, and the key to planting tomatoes and having success with them is the proper preparation of the soil. So let's just take a second here. Of course, good varieties are also important, and I think that's maybe even more important than the preparation of the soil. What I'm going to do here in preparing the soil are several things. First of all, I'm going to take a small handful, and it's not really a handful, it's a couple tablespoons of dolomite lime and add it to the soil. What that does is that adds not only calcium, but it also adds magnesium, which tomatoes really like. So I'll mix that a little bit in with the soil. And then I'm going to add a little bit of processed manure, about a trowelful, and also about a trowelful of peat moss. And then I'm going to add about a handful of fish fertilizer, dry fish fertilizer, to the planting hole. See, this is the key, and then I'll mix all these together. Once you prepare the soil, then tomatoes really don't need a lot of care. It's that preparation to begin with, though. What I'll do, purposely, is spread a little bit of this around the side, because as I pull that soil in, then that soil will be properly prepared. Now, the varieties of tomatoes that I have here, and that's very important, because if you live in a very hot climate, of course you can grow the beefsteaks and a lot of the other varieties. But if you live in a cool, short season climate, then you've got to use varieties that mature quickly. Second thing that you've got to keep in mind is that to the south, where they'll get the most sun, you have to use the lower varieties, and then go gradually as you go to the north, use the taller varieties, so one plant doesn't shade the other. Now, this is a variety called Oregon Spring. This particular one, it's a fairly low growing variety, so it's the one I'll plant here. You'll notice that it has a fairly compact root system, so let's just massage that a little, kind of break it out of that root system, okay? And since this is facing south, the plant will face south, and that's how I'm going to put it in the planting hole. Like so, okay? Simple as that. And then the thing to do, see, as I pulled that soil in, I pulled in some of that enriched soil as well. While we're at it, why don't we just take the time and put the tomato cage in place now? It's a lot easier to do it now than as the plant grows. And we'll bring up some of this bottom foliage carefully so that we don't break it off. And see, it's that easy, and now is a super time to plant your tomatoes out in full, hot, bright sun. Proper preparation of the soil is the key to have nice tomatoes.